think the main thing about magnesium to realize is you don't have enough. Let's just say that
80%.
You don't have enough.
Safe to assume.
Go load up on it and see what happens.
Yeah, and see what happens, right?
They call me a listener, they say that I should start to explore everything. Oh, I may be a listener and maybe I should. There's joy in the message I bring. ShaneTrain, ShaneTrain. I am free and at ease, I record what I please. ShaneTrain, ShaneTrain, ShaneTrain.
Welcome to ShaneTrain. We are lacking Big Willie, so today it's me and Millennial Mason. You want to say what's up, dude?
What's going on?
And we just poured we poured JMO shots, but I had to get it from 3 places. I had 3 almost empty bottles.
We were missing the producer of this show, and part of those duties is to make sure we always have Jameson on deck.
Big Willie.
And that got ignored this week.
Dude, thank God I had my softball bag. I busted out like fucking 3 bottles, a sack.
Yeah.
I always got the J, man.
We're rearing to go.
That's how I dial in for softball.
That's healthy.
Gambe. Ah, that was great.
That was good.
Yeah, so for softball, I do what's called a J5. I get a 5-hour energy and Jameson. Usually I don't have a shot glass, so I'll just chug the 5-hour energy and then chug Jameson. It's a J5 shot.
Yeah, it just shrivels your insides.
Yeah, it almost kills me every time. But no, honestly, it dials me in. It ups me and slows me down at the same time.
So it effectively does nothing.
No. My body.
It gets you up here, and then it brings you down.
No, my body gets all like loose and fluid, and then my mind gets sharp as a tack.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm actually a shitty softball player. But
it just takes you from complete ass to...
Yeah, honestly.
That's good, though. What more do you want?
Thank you, J5.
Yeah.
So who do we have on? We have Carolyn Dean on.
Carolyn Dean, yes.
She is the author of The Magnesium Miracle. It looks like the most comprehensive book on magnesium. I wanted to have her on personally just because magnesium plays such a huge part because in floating.
Yeah.
Maybe... I don't know the ratio. Epsom salt, is it pure magnesium? I don't know how that...
No, it's not pure magnesium, but it's
heavy.
Yeah, heavy.
You can't fit any more in the water. I mean, no joke. Think of a small float tank, like a float tent. That's 800 pounds of salt in that small amount of water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're not familiar with float tanks, you can't fit any more salt in the water. Heavy magnesium. I want to ask Carolyn a bunch of questions, but I'm sure she's going to teach us a lot. How many reviews did you say she had?
Yeah, on her book, just on Amazon alone, there were about 780, and they were, it was pretty much 5 stars, so.
That's awesome. That's super good.
A lot of great reviews, so.
Well, let's dial her up. We got the Skype plugged in, so good luck, Millennial Mason.
It's not Skype, it's the Bat Phone or something until we get a Skype sponsorship.
Oh, yeah. Send us money.
Hey, Shane.
Carolyn, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Just reading your book while I'm waiting.
Oh, wow. That's random. Are you enjoying it?
I am, but gosh, I think most of floating is about the magnesium.
Hey.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. Hey, I've got Mason sitting here with me. They call him Millennial Mason.
Hello. How are you? I'm good.
Excellent. Yeah.
So we got this. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just turning off my email so I don't get those clicks coming in. Yeah, I'm great. I'm all set.
Good. We were just looking at the reviews on your book. Like, you got an insane amount of great reviews. So me and Mason were kind of looking for a general education, but we also want to ask you floating questions.
Sure.
Where do we start? I want to start actually with the floating question. So there's an argument that you can't take magnesium in through your skin, dermal delivery. What do you know about that?
Well, I've had conversations with people at what's called the Epsom Salt Council, and they promote magnesium sulfate, which is what's used in most floats. And they absolutely say the research shows that you definitely can absorb it through your skin. I know it from just conversations with various patients, clients, and customers over the years that you float in a bath of Epsom salts and you feel better. I don't know if anyone's done the research on taking blood levels of magnesium before and after a float. That would be amazing if that could be done, but then you have to find a lab that will do ionized magnesium blood testing, because that's the only way to know if it's the ions of magnesium that will get into the cells rather than like a magnesium sulfate compound.
I heard that one of the hurdles was the testing, but I mean, so many things are dermal delivery now. It's I would be shocked to hear that it wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so I just want to. I think a lot of the listeners aren't going to be totally familiar with magnesium. So, and I'm sitting here going, should I hop on magnesium? I could just take a supplement. What are the major benefits, or what's the first thing you'll notice when you start to supplement magnesium into your regular routine?
I think what people hear in the media, especially in the health world, is magnesium is good for sleep. So they start taking it instead of sleeping pills, and it certainly does help. But what magnesium does is so much more. My Magnesium Miracle book, I've got a new edition coming out this year, and there are 700 to 800 different enzyme systems that are supported and necessary for magnesium. Necessary in the sense that these enzyme systems don't work unless they have enough magnesium. One of the main things is making energy in the body, ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So in order to have energy in your body, you need magnesium in 6 of the 8 steps of this process. It's called the Krebs cycle. So it makes energy, it relaxes muscles, it helps digest food, it helps detox, it works with liver detoxification enzymes. So even just those few things, if you think of all the muscles and the nerves require magnesium in order to kind of stop a nerve action or activity. You need magnesium. Calcium makes the nerves fire. Magnesium makes that stop so that you don't constantly get nerves twitching and firing. Same with muscles. Calcium makes a muscle contract so that the action can occur, and magnesium makes the muscles relax. So in athletics, guys and women who get muscle spasms or lactic acid buildup, they're suffering magnesium deficiency.
Wow. So I was actually going to ask you this question as well. So are humans historically getting more or less magnesium?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, much less. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has research that shows 100 years ago, in the food we ate, we would get about 500 milligrams a day of magnesium. Now we're lucky to get 200.
What?
And, well, yeah. And it doesn't matter if it's organic or if you're juicing 40 ounces of green drink a day. It doesn't matter if you're raw. If the soil doesn't have magnesium, then the plants can't take it up. And if your farmer doesn't replace the minerals in the soil with rock dust, like specifically pays attention to replacing the minerals, the soil just doesn't have the magnesium.
Jeez.
Crazy.
I feel like this is like a common thing for just, I guess maybe the Western world, is just something is lacking in everything we're doing, and it's got to be mass food production. Like there's got to be just a careless aspect to it.
Right. When we started wanting to ship food long distances and store it for a long time, we had to cook it down and process it and then start adding things to preserve it. So all those things, burn off the minerals and the vitamins. Magnesium, when you even just cook food, a lot of it gets lost, even if you have a little bit in the food. So, yeah, all those things that take us away from being on the soil, growing our own food, and knowing that we're putting things back in the soil. See, when we started living in big communities, where do they put communities? In the valleys, at the end of riverbeds by the ocean. So you don't want the river coming down and flooding your homes. And that riverbed used to flood the field, which became the place where you grew your food. And the rivers bring the minerals from the mountains. You have your ice on the mountains. It scrapes down into the rivers. I mean, they talk about mountain streams in the Alps as being milky with the minerals that they contain. All that's gone. We filter our water to such an extent that it kills the water. It removes all the bad stuff. It also removes minerals. At the tap, we filter the water again to get rid of the chlorine, and it filters out all the minerals. So how are we even getting minerals anymore? I tell people, look, every bit of drinking water, add some sea salt, unrefined sea salt, something that has some color to it, not just white sea salt. And if you put a quarter teaspoon in a liter of water, you start drinking that in your drinking water, you actually start feeling better just from a little bit of sea salt. And then, in the float, you're putting in the magnesium sulfate, and your skin is absorbing that, and you're starting to work those enzyme systems in your body. The body just craves minerals.
Yeah, totally does. My little off topic, but my mom was having trouble sleeping a while ago, and we looked up a product on Amazon called Calm. And if I remember right, it was pretty much magnesium.
Oh yeah, Natural Calm. They're the top magnesium product in the health industry, and it's a magnesium citrate, and it's just sweetened with, I think, some organic stevia. It's very, very good product. And people take it for all kinds of things, but insomnia, like I said at the beginning, that's the major symptom that people go to it for. But it'll also help with blood pressure, with heart arrhythmias. I personally, I was asked by Random House, back in the late 90s to write this book on magnesium that's now in its second big edition. And at the time, I thought, well, what do I know about magnesium that could fit into 300 pages? It turns out that my heart palpitations and leg cramps were caused by magnesium deficiency. But then when I started to supplement with magnesium, I got the laxative effect from any magnesium I took. So what happens is a lot of people will take magnesium and then start getting the laxative effect and say, oh, I guess I've got enough, and they'll stop before they get a therapeutic effect. And, just sidebar, I created a non-laxative magnesium where I'm having incredible therapeutic results, so that, there are layers of how people can get their magnesium. They can float, they can do Epsom salts in their own bathtub, they can do Natural Calm, or they can do a non-laxative magnesium like the one I produced. It's called Remag. So there are a lot of ways that people can help their magnesium intake, and I really do think it's crucial, because what we have in our society is 80% of the population is not taking enough magnesium.
Wow.
They're either taking calcium supplements or eating a lot of dairy, which kind of nullifies the magnesium they're taking. I mean, look at the RDA, the recommended daily advice on calcium. It's like 1,200 to 1,500 milligrams a day. Magnesium, 300 to 400. You need equal amounts. So when you take these calcium pills, and it's more obviously women that are told to take it because of osteoporosis, and what happens is the calcium that's given in supplement form, it may be only like 4% absorbed.
Wow.
So most of it gets built up in the body as calcification. You can get constipated from calcium. It just doesn't dump out. Like magnesium, it'll dump out as a laxative, and so it won't build up in the body. But calcium builds and builds to the point where there have been, probably a dozen studies now that show women who just are simply taking calcium supplements are at a higher risk of heart disease because you calcify your arteries. You get bone spurs, heel spurs, kidney stones, gallstones, breast tissue calcification, which leads women to the doctor. The mammogram shows calcium, and oh my gosh, we got to cut it out. You could have cancer. So like you said earlier, we've created so many of our problems, and we just let doctors take over. And then doctors have been taken over by drug companies, which tell them just use drugs on symptoms that are so much related to magnesium deficiency. I can't tell you. I think it's 68 conditions and diseases that are created by magnesium deficiency.
Whoa.
Oh,
that's a lot more than I would have guessed, to be honest with you.
Hey, you mentioned your product.
Oh, sorry. It's only 65. I made a mistake. It's only 65.
Only 65.
That's no big deal.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
You said your product was named Remag?
Yes. Remag.
Remag. Where can people buy that?
It's an online company. It's rnareset.com. We don't sell at wholesale, so we can keep the price down. That's another problem with products these days. When they're resold, they're double the price. But yeah, the whole supplement industry and the medical drug industry is trying to treat symptoms.
Yes.
And if I can just go over a few of the symptoms of magnesium deficiency or the diseases, like anxiety and panic attacks. And Shane, reading your book, that's how you started out looking for a solution, is the panic attacks and the anxiety. If you'd taken magnesium straight up, then that could have solved your problem, but then you wouldn't have this incredible float company. So, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So anxiety and panic attacks. And what happens? You go to a doctor and you're put on medications.
Xanax.
And Xanax. And most of those medications will cause more magnesium deficiency because your liver has to detoxify the meds. Yes.
Wow.
In order to get rid of drugs, you need magnesium that runs a lot of the detoxification pathways in the liver. Asthma is a magnesium deficiency disease.
Really?
And that's it's with the bronchial tubes. They're lined by muscles, smooth muscles. If your magnesium is low, then those muscles go into spasm. I remember when before I knew I had magnesium deficiency, I would get into a laughing fit, and I'd laugh so much I'd wheeze. And I realized, way later that, oh my gosh, I'm almost creating an asthma attack because, I'm kind of irritating my bronchial tubes, creating spasms and wheezing. But anyway, there's so many cystitis and bladder spasms. Doctors think those are infections, so they give antibiotics. Yeah. Even depression can be, partly magnesium deficiency. I'm not saying everything is all magnesium, but what I do say is, why don't you take magnesium first, get your body saturated, and then see what's left over?
Yeah,
that's logical to me.
Yeah.
I'm so
sign of diabetes is low magnesium. Yeah, go ahead, Shane.
Sorry, I thought you were done. I'm just sitting here. I'm so curious now. Like, how much of floating is magnesium? I wonder if anyone will ever pull that apart.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to float without the salt and see if the results vary.
Well,
they must vary.
I know. It's a really good study that could be done. Maybe you should get in touch with the Epsom Salt Council and see what they say, because what I would do as a researcher is I I do some before and afters blood testing for magnesium, and I would float people in just salt water without
yeah, that's an easy
salt.
way to do it.
Yeah. Now, you won't float as great in salt water, but I think actually, yeah, you can float really well in salt water. What's amazing about the magnesium sulfate float is you're just, you're bouncing on the top, like you're bouncing, almost
Yeah.
out of the water because it's
Yeah,
so
silky,
really.
silky smooth too.
That's something I always notice after float is my skin feels so good
Yeah, it's
after I
silky.
float.
Mhm.
So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, magnesium is great for the skin. It helps detoxify. It pulls toxins out of the body. It's doing the detoxification directly, and it helps with so many symptoms. When I was last in San Francisco, there was a float right across from our hotel, so I went just about every
Was
day.
it Reboot? I think they're up there.
Yes.
Yeah, cool guys.
yeah, we know them pretty well.
Okay, I was almost ready to do a float company here in Maui, but I'm too busy doing everything else because I really believe in in floating as a way of introducing people to magnesium and to the sensory deprivation and everything. I know Lily and his researchers they work mostly on sensory deprivation as the benefit of floating, but I don't think that they looked into magnesium deficiency at all.
Yeah, I'm super curious. Now, you live on Maui. That's awesome. It's one of my favorite places on earth.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Hawaii with a buddy a long time ago, and we ate all the local food, fish, drank just water, exercise. It was like the best I'd ever felt in my life. I'm just wondering if the natural food in Hawaii is just way better. I don't know. Just a random thought.
Well, our soil, I work with a farmer here, and our soil is very rich in the Maui. Also, when you go in the ocean, ocean water has 3 times the magnesium as it does calcium. So you are getting a lot of magnesium just by floating in the ocean or being in the ocean. And yeah, the sun, you're getting your vitamin D. And that's another thing, actually, guys. This whole focus on high dosing of vitamin D lately is it's problematic for people who already have magnesium deficiency, because in order to turn supplemental vitamin D into active vitamin D, you need magnesium. So when you're taking high dose vitamin D, you misdirect your magnesium over to the vitamin D and away from, making energy or relaxing your muscles or your nerves.
Really?
So I've had people who've gotten on, 10, 20, 50,000 IUs of vitamin D from their medical doctors, and and a certain number of them, not everybody, of course, but a certain number, they'll get back their heart palpitations, seizures, migraines. I had one woman who had an 8-week migraine after she started vitamin D, and nobody could figure it out until she got back to me and told me what she was taking.
Wow.
That's crazy. I have a quick question for you. I just want to go back a little bit. I just want to know, how did you get involved in all this with magnesium? I think you might have touched on it earlier with some symptoms you were having, but how did you get so submerged in magnesium and the science of it?
Yeah, good question.
Right. I mean, after my medical training, right away, I did my naturopathic training, so I was always interested in nutrients. But it really was when I was in New York. I'm from Canada. I practiced in Toronto for 13 years. Came to New York to do chronic fatigue and AIDS research in the early 90s, for Pete's sakes.
Wow.
And we realized that everybody was deficient in everything back then. Everybody had all kinds of infections, but it was because their immune system was so low. But anyway, I was working with a Chinese medicine doctor, and I wanted him to write a book with me on Chinese diet. A friend introduced me to an editor at Random House, and I said, I proposed the book, and they thought, we just signed somebody up with that, but can you write a book for us on magnesium? And it was that arbitrary. It's just out of the blue. And that's the reason why I'm talking to you today. If that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have written a book on magnesium, and I wouldn't have found out that my chronic heart palpitations, horrible leg cramp, Charlie horses, neck pain, insomnia, back pain were all related to magnesium deficiency. And then because of my kind of mild IBS, I couldn't take magnesium. So for the past 10 years, I've been trying to find a company who would make a non-laxative magnesium, but they say it's too expensive, requires too much education to promote. So a couple of years ago, I created, with the help of chemists and a manufacturer, created the non-laxative magnesium. So, I mean, my world revolves around magnesium, but there's much more to the whole mineral deficiency picture. My two main topics for discussion and the groundwork for most chronic disease, I think, is mineral deficiencies because the soil is depleted, and yeast overgrowth. And yeast overgrowth, I mean, people think of yeast in women more than yeast in men, but yeast overgrowth is when you take antibiotics and you kill off all your intestinal bacteria, and the yeast just has a nice home to move into.
Right, you kill all the good bacteria, right?
That's right. And that's where probiotics started to come from. Oh, well, we have to get back to good bacteria, but the probiotic people are just so focused on bacteria, they're not even talking about yeast, but I'll continue to talk about yeast until we can, work on balancing it. But that's the two main foci that I have in my world. And rather than say to someone, oh, yeah, you have a leaky gut. Oh, your adrenals are low. Your thyroid's low. Oh, yeah, you have genetic mutations. Listing just dozens of conditions that make a person feel like, well, what's the point? Just give me a gun and I'll shoot myself. And rather than that, because that's where we go in allopathic, drug-based medicine, we try to find every minutia of what's wrong with you. And the alternative medicine practitioners are doing the same thing, testing. And I say, no, I see you've got total body meltdown, so let's just give you some minerals, let's deal with the yeast overgrowth, with diet and soil-based probiotic, eat a lot of garlic, and then, a little detox, and you're good to go. And it's amazing how just a simple approach, and it's not simple in the sense that people do have to work at it, but man, it's so much simpler than thinking, well, I've got all these genetic mutations, and what on earth am I going to do? We can't keep filling people up with what's wrong with them. We have to start supporting them, and that's where magnesium really comes in, because if you can get your energy back, get your sleep back, feel better with just some magnesium, then you're ready to tackle a diet and start exercising and start looking at supporting your body with, as I said, some simple detox, a few good supplements, and you're good to go.
Jeez, I actually want to hop on some extra magnesium just to watch what happens. How hard would it be to just get adequate levels without any supplementation, just with whatever I can put on my table?
It is pretty tough, but someone who's motivated, what you look at is seaweed, cacao, like the raw chocolate cacao powder.
I'm down.
Very high in magnesium. I'll mix up some, just like sugar substitute, coconut oil, and a big tablespoon of cacao. Mix that up and roll some pieces of frozen banana in it, and you've got a really nice, high magnesium dessert.
So not M&Ms, right?
Oh, M&Ms?
No
M&Ms.
Sorry,
Wrong
no
cacao.
M&Ms.
Sorry, Mason.
No, that's milk chocolate, and it's really got a lot of processed sugar. You're just teasing.
Yeah,
You're just teasing.
that's all I'm good for.
Yeah,
Just tease.
deep green leafy vegetables, nuts and seeds, whole grains. But the way the diet sets come and go, you've got people saying, okay, we can't eat any grains anymore, so everyone's off their grains, and we keep limiting our sources of nutrients. I mean, we depend on grains for our B vitamins, for example, and I do say that people should either limit or avoid gluten. That's what we do on a yeast-free diet. But there are other grains that we just get so fanatic. Now it's a keto diet, Keto, high-fat diet.
I've thought about doing keto.
I heard good things.
I mean, it's hardly sustainable because the low amount of carbs that you're allowed to take means that your body's just edgy, and it really does cause magnesium deficiency, a keto diet.
Right.
You need more magnesium to overcome the fact that you're not eating your carbs, where you might get some magnesium from grains or green leafy vegetables. So it's all about balance.
Right. I've known a few people who have done the keto diet, and they just lose weight so fast. I don't need to lose a ton of weight, but I'd like to look good. But the thing is they always end up gaining it back, so it's always this yo-yo type thing. Yeah.
Yo-yo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, they lose a ton of weight, and then they gain it right back.
When I see like cutting fat and calories, I see them gain it back too. But it sounds like if it's quick, it's going to be back.
Yeah.
I think it's a lifestyle thing if you want real change.
Yeah. So.
Random
yeah, it's just with the amount of carbs that you're told you can eat, it's like just eating one piece of bread a day. And you need fats, carbohydrates, and protein for the body to function properly. But anyway, it is about balance and doing your exercise. But when pulling back to magnesium, if you don't have the energy to exercise or even make a good meal or change your lifestyle. If you think you have to kind of treat yourself to junk food because you're having such a miserable day, then that you can turn around. You can start getting your energy back and sleep better, etc. Like I said, if you're working on increasing your magnesium.
Yeah. Is the only way to know if your levels are adequate? Is the only way to know blood work?
Well, there's the rub right there, because there's no good blood test that's available for people to really get a sense of their magnesium. And that's why doctors don't even bother with magnesium testing at all.
I've heard it's hard, yeah.
You guys probably don't get your electrolyte blood test done, but for people who know about electrolytes, magnesium, calcium, chloride, sodium, and potassium. There's no magnesium in the electrolyte blood panel.
Wow.
So how do they know what's going on? They don't. They just don't even consider it. The reason why is because the serum magnesium test always looks good. And the serum magnesium test always looks good in the range of normal. You do 100 people and everybody's, within this bell curve. And it always looks good because the magnesium is so vital to the functioning heart. Heart's one big muscle. If the heart doesn't have enough magnesium, it'll go into spasm, which is angina or a heart attack. So every time your serum magnesium goes a little low, the body's feedback systems pull magnesium out of your bones or muscles and put it in the bloodstream to perfuse the heart. Huh. And so what that means is serum magnesium, if it ever shows low, it's like deadly low. What I've been telling people for years is to do a magnesium RBC test, red blood cell test. It's a little more accurate, has a wider range. However, it's not perfect because the red blood cells don't have mitochondria, and it's the mitochondria where the Krebs cycle takes place, which needs magnesium in 6 of the 8 steps. So you're measuring the wrong thing with the magnesium RBC, but it still helps a person kind of watch their magnesium levels increase as they're taking taking magnesium. So what do you do? There's a blog I've written. It's called, I think it's Gauging Magnesium. So if you gauge, I'll look it up. If you gauge these symptoms that I talk about, I have 100 factors that describe magnesium deficiency. So if you have, half a dozen or a dozen of these factors, then you can assume you're low in magnesium, take magnesium until those symptoms go away. What it does actually is it helps a person get intuitive about their body and start taking responsibility for their body. Instead of, the way I've seen, patients over the years say, oh, I had, my heart started palpitating, I was racing, so I ran to the emergency department and they couldn't help me. So what you do is you start learning about why magnesium deficiency can cause symptoms. And the blog I'm talking about, Gauging Magnesium Deficiency Symptoms, I have these 100 factors. It's if you drink more than 7 alcoholic drinks a week, if you're subject to anger, angina, anxiety, apathy, arrhythmia, asthma, that's just the A's. Those.
Oh, man.
We were raising our hands, and it was like, yes.
And then, if you have bowel problems or constipation or diarrhea, if you have IBS, Crohn's, colitis, brain trauma, bronchitis, if you drink more than 3 coffees a day, if you have cold extremities, poor concentration, confusion, convulsions, depression, diabetes. So I'll stop at the D's. So
wow.
Yeah.
I'd love to get on there and see how many I qualify for.
Yeah, and it's a serious problem because when you have, 1 or 2 of these symptoms, you go to your doctor and you get put on drugs. I mean, think of high blood pressure, not in your age group that, your parents or whatever, they're under stress, they're deficient in magnesium anyway, because 80% of people are. Wow. They go to the doctor, they have white coat syndrome, because as soon as you say a white coat, you tense up. They take your blood pressure, usually over your clothes, because they haven't got time for you to undress. So they take your blood pressure and it's elevated, and they, some new doctor says, well, it's been elevated before, let's put you on a diuretic. No discussion, no diet, no lifestyle changes. Let's put you on a diuretic. Yeah. And what a diuretic is, it's a water pill that drains out your water along with your sodium, potassium, and magnesium. And you come back into the doctor a month later to see if your blood pressure is any better, and it's going to be worse because your magnesium deficiency is worse. So then what they do, they say, oh, we caught your blood pressure just in time. It was starting to get elevated. Here, take 2 more drugs. And one of them is a calcium channel blocker, and they've got the right idea because there's too much calcium, but not enough magnesium. And the natural calcium channel blocker is magnesium. So you're on these 3 drugs now. A couple months later, they have you back in to make sure your liver's not getting injured by these drugs. Lo and behold, your cholesterol is elevated and your blood sugar is elevated. Oh, we just caught your cholesterol. Oh, we just caught you're developing diabetes. Well, what's happened is if you don't have enough magnesium, you can get elevated cholesterol. Magnesium is a natural statin, which is a cholesterol drug. And when you're low in magnesium, you can develop diabetes. So it's this horrible syndrome where you end up on 6 different drugs just because you're low in magnesium and you happen to hit the doctor's office.
Yeah, too many Band-Aids. I've noticed that for sure. It's like, here's a Band-Aid, and then here's a Band-Aid to fix that Band-Aid. And here's yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and my problem is the side effects are usually worse than what you're trying to fix.
Can be.
So I just am generally not interested in.
It seems like, or for me at least, it's like I'm going to go out and up my magnesium and then see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do your own experiment. I mean, it's clinical research They have something called the N factor is the number of people in your study. All you have to do is be an N equal to 1. You are, one clinical study participant, and you can do before and afters and figure out, well, do I need magnesium? And if you guys are regularly floating, you probably are getting enough magnesium, but we don't know that for sure.
Yeah, we won't know until we do the proper work, right? Well,
yeah.
Yeah. I want to touch on something just a little bit we talked about earlier is garlic. Whenever I get a stomach ache or whenever I'm having stomach problems, I chew a little clove of garlic, and it sorts me out.
For real?
Oh, yeah. It makes me feel so good.
Good breath, too.
Yeah. Well, I love
garlic. Well,
garlic.
what got you doing that?
What's that?
Who told you to do that?
He's insane, mainly.
I'm mostly insane, but I think I might have heard it on a podcast or I read it in a book somewhere. I don't know, but
it works?
I'm not sure if it. Yeah, I mean,
this is Mason, right?
Yes, it is. This is.
Yeah. I mean, it's perfect because what happens with stomach upset, it is often a little bit of bacterial or fungal irritation, and I mean, garlic is the perfect treatment because it's antibacterial, antifungal. I do it, if I have a bit of a sore throat, I'll actually put a small clove in my mouth and kind of suck on it, and the antiviral or antibacterial in the garlic will perfuse my throat and kill anything.
Wow.
It keeps people away too, but it's
there you go. No unwanted conversations.
Garlic is awesome. Yeah, I blend up some lemon juice, some water, handful of garlic cloves, and macadamia nuts, and make a mayonnaise. It's a macadamia nut pate. And same with salad dressing. Some olive oil, apple cider vinegar, bit of mustard, handful of garlic. Right. So I'm getting a lot of garlic every day, and it's very. I mean, it works for me. It sounds like it works for you too.
It does. Oh yeah, it definitely does. It makes me like if I have a stomachache that day, I just chew a clove of garlic, and I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
I didn't prep you for this, but if there was like one key takeaway idea about magnesium, what would that be? Like, what would you want? They can remember one thing, one sentence. What would you want to remember?
That's not asking.
I know that's hard. That's hard. But
well, considering they're 65, I don't know. Maybe we'll stay with the sleep because if it's going to help your sleep, it'll help you heal. You can't heal if you're only getting a few hours sleep. You get up in the morning. What do? Drink some coffee to get some energy to get through the day.
5-hour
take
energy.
Sugar. Yeah, to push you. Yeah, fake energy. So it's. But I think the main thing about magnesium to realize is you don't have enough. Let's just say that
80%.
You don't have enough.
Safe to assume.
Go load up on it and see what happens.
Yeah, and see what happens, right?
It's funny. The people always ask me and Mason, what they can expect from floating, and the one thing we almost can guarantee is you're going to sleep better that night. Even if you don't love floating, you're going to sleep better. And now I'm thinking magnesium. Mm-hmm. Like seriously, peaceful mind, but magnesium with that little combo. You go floating for your first time, and you're going to sleep good.
And your muscles feel good. You feel relaxed. Your joints feel good.
Bam.
Yeah.
Right.
Soothing Epsom.
Yep.
Yeah, I had the experience when I was working in New York with a group of parents of autistic kids, and I just said, look, the number one thing you can do for your kids, put them in an Epsom salt bath every night. I said, you got to bathe your kids. So just throw in a cup of Epsom salts and see what happens. And they were seriously impressed because the kids were sleep better. They had better bowel movements. They stopped knocking themselves around, trying to self-stimulate. So even something like that, a little bath with a cup of Epsom salts can turn things around for people.
Wow. Get Epsom salt.
Yeah, I'm gonna go dose up.
Yeah.
I'm seriously gonna crank it up and see what happens.
So I'm just gonna say everybody needs to get their magnesium levels up. Like that's just something you need to put on your plan.
Yeah, and if you want to know more, I mean, go grab the book, Magnesium Miracle.
Yeah, Magnesium Miracle, or my website, drcarolyndean.com, and just play with it, because see, otherwise there's so much marketing out there for all these supplements. I think there's 55,000 products out on the market, and everybody's trying to get a market share. And you're reading all this incredible information about what this supplement will do for you, and you think, I'm going to get that. Well, you're buying the hype, you're buying the words, and it's like you want the words to make you better. But I'm saying, start with magnesium, and whatever's left over after you're sure you've reached therapeutic levels, then you can go looking for something else.
Right.
Sounds wise.
Yeah. It's good to me.
Well, thanks for coming on. I don't know if there's anything you want to add that our listeners should know, but it's been great. A nice little dive into a key supplement.
You guys have been great. I mean, your responses to me were awesome, because you got it. You got it right away, what I was talking about and the importance. So I think I got my message across, and you'll you have my website, rnareset.com, and
we'll post links,
carolyndean.com, and you'll have links. So this is just the start. I mean, people have to read about it, and there's an intellectual side where you'll grab that. Some people, they're more intuitive and just make sense. So, I try to, feed both sides, left brain and right brain, so that you can feel good about starting something new. And then, the way I work with my products is I have awesome customer service. If people have any questions, we're there to help.
Cool.
Well, thanks, Carolyn. This has been good. Seriously.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming on. I mean, it's not something you really like. For me personally, I don't ever feel like, hey, I'm low on magnesium. So for you to say that everybody is pretty much low, it puts me in there. So now I feel some sort of responsibility. Yeah,
this has been cool.
So I really appreciate you coming on here.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, Shane. Thanks, Mason.
No,
it's been great, and your demographics are different from my usual population. So it's fantastic that I can get the message out there to more people. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
no worries.
I was thinking, when you started your research, when you were doing the AIDS research, Mason was just barely born.
How dare you bring this up?
No, I know.
I was born in 1990, so that'll give you some reference.
I was finishing up some work in Toronto and just moving to New York in the middle of the AIDS epidemic. Yeah, those were very interesting times. But I'm like I said, I'm really happy to talk with your people and to say, look, it's not about freakishly doing some fad thing. You just got to get back to the basics, and everything that's out there has been done before. I kid you not. I mean, I laugh sometimes because keto diet, oh my gosh, that was 30 years ago.
Right.
Everything that's coming out now, we've cycled through it, and I'm still here, after 45 years saying the same thing, and just get back to basics.
Right.
Very cool.
Cool.
I always have to take the opportunities to tease Mason. So.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say, go Raptors. They are also from Toronto, and they just made it to the second round of the playoffs. So.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You made it through last night, so let's go Toronto.
Thank you for telling me. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And aloha to both of you. Look me up when you come to Maui.
Will do.
For sure.
Have a good weekend.
See you later.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. She was cool.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I
what? I don't know. I just felt like laughing at that moment.
I know. So we were raising our hands when she was naming ailments, and I raised my hand for most of them. 7 alcoholic drinks, depression, anxiety,
laziness. Yeah. Raise our hands. Yeah. Stupidity. Raise our hands.
Explosive dirt button. Raise my hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I would automatically qualify for some sort of magnesium Magnesium, what do you say? How do you say?
Carbonate.
Yeah.
I just made that word up. Dude, so get this, though. That mom story was the real deal. She got that Calm powder. Worked like a charm. I took Calm a couple nights. Worked like a charm. Floating
Really?
works like a charm. Seriously.
Calm, huh? What is it? A lotion or is it something?
Powder drink.
Oh, you drink it?
Yeah, it's powder drink, and it's just a sweet little drink. It works. So now I'm sitting here going, I wonder how deficient I am.
I really want to know how low it is, but after talking to her, it just sounds like you're not going to get a great answer either way.
Yeah, it's super hard to test. Yeah.
I don't know. Let's just say we're both low. And
we're deficient.
Yeah.
You're deficient in chromosomes too. Pretty sure.
You're deficient in brain cells, so
okay.
We kind of
we're equal.
Yeah.
Dude, so let's go on a total tangent here.
Okay.
Just to do it.
We got some time.
Keto, what are the
keto diet?
Okay, so I'm listening to this book, Why We Get Fat and What to Do About It. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to chime in because I'm not fully educated, but carbs are pretty rough.
Carbs are rough.
Yeah. I mean, I'm having trouble believing in them.
It's not what we think.
Yeah.
It's weird how we go through these phases, like in the 70s and 80s. Don't eat eggs. Eggs are bad for you.
Eggs are awesome for you.
No eggs.
Yeah.
Turns out eggs are good for you.
Dude, so one of the key takeaways I got from, the Why We Get Fat is that what you intake isn't what you put in your body. It's
right.
like it's part of, then you process
I'll have
it.
Another.
Yeah, I'm just pouring. You don't get a... Jameson, the crate hasn't arrived yet.
It's so weird. We're destitute. We're drinking out of bags.
Yeah, we have 2 empty bottles and we're drinking out of like a cocktail caddy.
Your time is running out.
Cocktail caddy, send us 100 of them or we'll never mention you again.
You sons of bitches.
I don't know if our threatening advertising is ever going to work.
Well, we got to give it time.
Yeah, we got to give it time. We got to threaten more and we got to be serious.
We really need to get our magnesium up, dude. We're messing up.
Yeah, so what are you going to do, honestly? I'm going to go eat that bag of Epsom salt.
I was thinking about doing a line of it.
Can I?
Or mainlining it.
I've actually snorted salt.
What is wrong with you, dude?
Well, there are a lot of things. But when I was like 20, we drove my buddy Brad down to pilot school in Florida. Mm-hmm. And this is like, when you first start drinking and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just funny and hilarious. Yeah. Okay, well, we went to a bar in Florida and it was rowdy as hell, and I wasn't even 21. We had fake IDs, and they were like, "Stunt man." I was like, "What's a stunt man?" They're like, "You rail a line of salt, you shoot tequila, and you put the lime in your eye."
Oh, fun!
We're like, "Fuck yeah, stunt man!" And we did like 2 or 3 stunt mans. It was with Adam too.
Oh, really?
So me, Adam, and Brad are stunt manning as 19, 20-year-olds. I remember waking up the next day with the worst headache. My eye was sore. My nose was sore. And so listeners, don't snort salt.
Don't do the stunt man.
Unless you want to be badass at a bar. And if you're 19, you can handle it.
I don't think that makes you a badass.
If you're 19, it was cool, man.
They
were cheering. They're
really?
Yeah. I mean, you're snorting a line of salt.
They're cheering on your stupidity.
Lime in your eye. Like, dumbass. It's like voyeurism.
We finally got someone to do this.
Someone's dumb enough. I was probably so dumb because I had a magnesium deficiency.
Yeah, dude, your brain was not working correctly.
Let's gambay as long as we're talking brain cells.
Okay, let's do it.
Jameson, crate hasn't arrived.
Bitches. Oh, I had no chaser in that, and I was just searching for it.
Well, you're lucky you're drinking a smooth whiskey brought to you by Jameson, Ireland.
I just felt like I inhaled gas fumes.
Yeah.
God.
Okay, ketone. We covered that. I'm kind of a believer in ketone, bro.
Well, so am I.
Dude, this book talked about it.
If you're looking to lose weight, it's amazing.
Dude, but
the thing is, it's you've got to change your life.
This book calls it out like, for millions of years, we were ketone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we freaking ate tons of meat. We starved.
It's hard because you have to stay in ketosis.
Yeah, so you're not.
So one shot of Jameson, you're out. One orange, you're out. So it's really about changing your life.
I'm not down with that. I am down with cutting carbs seriously, though.
Yeah, it's a good thing anyway. Cut carbs.
Think about this. I'm just going to reframe it.
Okay.
Think about you created an animal, and the animal runs around the earth picking things, doing things, stabbing things, eating things, right? Mm-hmm. And the odds of that animal creating an entire crop of one thing, smashing it and harvesting it into one powder, and then like mainlining it with donuts and shit, that's weird.
It's abnormal.
Yeah, because that little critter also known as a human, would never, like, the odds of him putting that
Wouldn't
field
happen.
together and harvesting and machinery and packing it in, man.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with like juice. When people think they're drinking orange juice,
Yeah.
it's good for you. Well, you're not supposed to eat 32 oranges.
Yeah, I'm anti-juice.
Yeah,
my
me
wife's
too.
like, no, kids drink juice. I'm like, well, a little.
dangerous.
It might as well drink soda too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just hardcore sugar.
Packed with sugar, and even if there wasn't sugar in it, it would still be iffy because the amount of fruit you're eating is not normal.
Yeah, honestly,
So-
and the reason fruit's cool most of the time is because it comes packed with the fiber and the structure of it.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna eat 32. You're gonna eat one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah, I'm anti-juice as well.
Yeah, juice is no bueno. Also, like, so people go veggies, and I'm just going to clear this up for listeners.
Yeah.
Listeners, you don't have a choice. I'm telling you how to think.
You're locked in.
Yeah. Screw the corn and potatoes. Those aren't
Yeah.
veggies. Quit it.
Corn is useless.
So my wife feeds our kid corn for the veggie, and I'm like, this isn't veggie. This is like sugar kernels. I'm like, this is blood sugar
It
kernels.
might as well be kettle corn.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to start working.
It's tough, man, because it's a vegetable.
It seems, yeah, it's a veggie.
It comes in the mixed veggie bag.
Oh, it's
you know?
wonderful.
It comes mixed with broccoli and cauliflower, but it's just not the same. It shouldn't be in the same category.
Yeah, I even was kind of a sweet potato guy, and now I'm starting to venture. I kind of go, nee.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm
still
all
a
about sweet
potato.
potato.
Yeah,
I'm all about sweet
Is it still good enough? They got some good shit in there?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of fiber, and I don't think sweet potatoes are, well, I haven't read that book.
Yeah,
I
the
guess.
book changed a lot. So have you ever learned or listened to something where it made more sense than what you currently knew?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, this is one of those things for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just listening, and I'm going, this makes more sense than anything I've ever read.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than gluten, and it's more than, it's like, it just, I think he hits the last million years so well.
Yeah.
And then he hits kind of what we're doing now well, and he hits all the studies well, and I don't know.
My problem with gluten,
It's pretty serious.
it's a serious problem. I'll give you that.
It's inflammatory for many, many people, like a high percentage.
Right. To me, it's not just like a wide swath, but overall, you don't need the grains. The gluten, from that kind of stuff, just X out.
I mean, think about it. That little furry critter with a spear, planting one thing a million times, harvesting it, crunching it, powdering it, and putting it in something with sugar.
What are the odds?
I know. I just feel like we were curious why this is happening.
Is it enough to make you quit eating gluten?
No way, man. I'm not weird like that. So I don't...
Whoa.
No, I'm not a hippie. Like, I'm not going to show up at people's houses and be like, oh, no gluten, no red meat. And I'm not weird. I just want to be reasonable.
Well, you're weird, but you're not weird now.
Yeah, like fucking in a lot of ways super weird. But I'm reasonable.
Yeah.
If there's a donut once a week,
You're gonna
awesome.
eat it.
Pound the donut. It's delicious. Like, I care about my spirit too. Like, I don't want to sacrifice.
That is very honest.
But like, honestly, couldn't you just make small adjustments when you're looking at stuff?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, there's
You
pretzels
should.
over there, so maybe less.
It's dumb to learn an idea and never question it.
Yeah.
Like what you know now, it might be something totally different in 20 years, but you have to allow yourself to change.
No eggs. Eggs are dangerous.
No eggs.
Eggs are bad.
for
Now
you.
eggs are good.
No egg whites, or no, what was it, egg yolks? You could only have egg whites.
Yeah, I feel like when you go all in on one idea, it's a little dangerous. I feel like it's more like kind of just tweak just tweak where you're headed.
Yeah.
So like right now after this book, tweaking it. I'm gonna go a little heavier on the meats, a little less on the carbs.
Me too.
A little more, and just
You're more likely to give up too if it's extreme.
Yeah.
You've
Thank
got
you.
to allow yourself.
Thank you.
That,
When people are like, the extreme stuff, extreme diets.
I'm only
extreme
eating
anything.
water and ice cubes.
Bam. Good luck with
lose
that.
100 pounds in a week.
Yeah, good luck with that. No, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. But it's strange. I mean, there are people who have celiacs, right? And they are allergic to...
They're hardcore allergic to gluten.
Yeah, and so like every restaurant needs to have a gluten-free option. So if it is something you're going to do, you can. It's sustainable, but it's hard.
Gluten-free is getting very popular.
Hipsters are ruining it. I said it to you last week.
Fucking hipsters.
Hipsters are ruining it. They really are.
They're little Blue Boy cigarettes or whatever they are, and their beards and
Blue Boy cigarettes.
What are the Bugle Boy? Is it Bugle?
Oh yeah. I was
like
thinking American Spirit.
They hand roll and then they lick with their mustache and beard. And
their mustache dust.
Call mom for a loan.
Whoa, whoa, dude!
I know. I don't want to call out all the
out every hipster.
Okay, but they have life balance.
Sure. Is it healthy? I don't know.
I've been called a hipster, so it's good.
You've been called a hipster?
I drank Olympia and wore flannel. I didn't say yummy. God. I didn't say yummy.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have the bushy beard either.
Yeah, I don't say yummy.
And you don't have Doc Martens on.
True. I don't want to alienate our lesbian listeners. But yeah.
And our third member. You want to alienate him.
I don't want Big Will to feel uncomfortable. Because he wears Doc Martens and flannel.
So you drank Olympia. You drank Olympia and wore flannels for a period of your life?
Honestly, there was a time in my life when just watery beer mattered, and Olympia was cool, man. Dude, it was orange and shit. It tasted good.
What happened to Natty Light?
Yeah, and Pabst, just watery. Think of like what you beer pong or flip cup. You just want watery shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Light beer is harder to brew than dark beer. I don't want to take us on too big of a tangent.
You've said this to me before.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Explain how you know.
Any tard with enough chromosomes can brew a dark beer. Oh, yeah, we had an episode about this.
You can't say that.
We had an episode about this. Any simple person with enough chromosomes can brew a dark beer. Dark beer is easy to brew. You ruined it. Light beer is hard, though. No joke.
Yeah, light beer, because you used to be a brewer.
Yeah, I brewed a bunch of beer.
Yeah? Was it ever drinkable?
Yeah, no, I brewed some cool stuff. You want to know what's easy to brew is Hefts.
Oh, I love Hefts.
Yeah, you could brew Hefts easy.
Really? Because it's just all there.
Dude, you boil it, you throw a bunch of weird stuff you don't understand, you like seep some stuff, you throw it in a bucket, and you watch a little hydrometer or whatever the water deal is.
That sounds so... Okay.
What did it sound?
That is like the least professional. You just throw some shit in you can't read.
No, seriously.
You just look at the little dealio and you just know.
Dude, I brought beer kits off like Amazon, and you just get it, and you're drunk because you're with your friends brewing beer, and you're just pouring in whatever the fuck they say. You're like throwing socks in with seeds.
Oh
and
my
you're
God.
Like, titties.
That dry mac and cheese.
Pour it in a bucket, and then you put your little percolator on, you plug it in the top of the bucket. Yeah, and that thing starts like bubbling, like big time. Mm-hmm. Like, and in fact, pro tip, always have a big ass bucket. I brewed the first time I brewed in a 5-gallon bucket, and I filled it up to like 4.8, and it went everywhere. That's why brewers' buckets are 7, because like that whole process foams like a mother. So pro tip.
If you ever find yourself brewing in your garage like this drunk idiot.
Yeah. We were doing moonshine on my stove at home, which is highly flammable. And my wife got home. She's like, you're drunk and you could start like a really bad fire. And so we're like, damn it. So we go outside and we put it on the barbecue, and it was a bitch, but it worked.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You're an idiot and you're drunk. Get out.
Yeah, she kept me in check on that.
Somebody needs common sense.
We were brewing liquor, dude, and it's like, take off the first 5%, it's ethanol or whatever, and then when you're drunk, you can't calculate 5% well. I'm just saying. And we drank that night, and we're like, I don't think we poured off enough. And my two buddies were like, yeah, whatever, and they just went on with their life. The whole next day, I thought I could see blurs. I was like,
you thought you were going blind.
Is that blurry? We were at Goodwood, some restaurant, and I was testing my wife, is that blurry? It's blurry for me. She's like, it's like 100 feet away. It's blurry. It's bad.
That's you, dude.
Whatever that is, I'm that.
I think we need someone to tell us. We need someone to diagnose that.
Dude, stuck a needle in my thigh the other night, and a little blood.
Are you ready to tell?
I'm ready to announce.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, sweet. So, I went and had my testosterone measured. A little low. So I'm throwing needles in my legs.
It's so nonchalant. A little low.
Yeah, a little low. I'm also maintaining my natural system. But no joke, I had like 70-year-old testosterone levels.
How old are you?
33. Yeah, but I've noticed it's been way hard to get up for the last 6 months. And when my levels are measured, I had an iron deficiency, testosterone's low. Mm-hmm. So anyways, on the whole needles thing, I throw a needle in my thigh. I felt a little bit like that.
Did you actually throw it? Like lawn darts?
So you go fast. Stretch the skin, throw it in, brah.
Stretch the skin, throw it in. Yeah. Wow.
You don't feel it that much. And blood went in the syringe. And because I didn't want to do it again, because I had to I had to get psyched up enough to do it the first time, I was like, just pull it up like a 1/4 inch and diagonal and put it back a 1/4 inch.
You realize it's probably still in your muscle.
I'm feeling it right now, and I'm okay.
You probably didn't pull it out of the muscle, in between the muscle and the tissue, your skin. So you probably just like stretched your muscle out.
Oh,
underneath,
don't tell me this, dude.
And then you went deeper in. That you're sore, right? Is what you're getting
It was super sore. And
I remember you came in and you're like, dude, do you think I could have hurt anything? I'm like, I don't know.
I went fully through it with you. I'm like, okay, so I did blood. I re-injected a diagonal. I pulled back. No blood. But I spent the next like 4 hours on the couch with my wife being like, so it says testosterone overdose is aggression and slurred speech. And I was like, how does my speech sound?
I'm sorry.
Slurred speech.
Tell me.
And I was like, I feel a little aggro.
Oh no.
I know. And my wife's like,
aggro.
I know you and I know what you're doing. You're just being ridiculous, and kept me in check. And then
so reasonable.
Life lived. But dude, what if you threw a needle in your leg and blood went in the syringe?
Well, it's scary in the first place. I mean, it gets
needles are a whole new level.
Well, I'm not afraid of needles.
You're not afraid of needles?
No.
You would inject yourself.
No. Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not afraid of needles as long as someone else is doing it.
I
can get my blood drawn like nobody's business.
That's easy.
Doing it yourself.
You're talking easy shit. Try and throw a 1-inch needle into your thigh muscle. Takes a little psyching up.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, and
what? Yeah, go ahead.
No,
I was just gonna say, what were you thinking about doing the other day? What were the ideas to make sure you knew where to place the needle? What were the 2 ideas? Because I remember them. Go ahead.
With the tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
explain.
Every fucking time I do injections, I look at Google Images of like sites for muscular.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe I should just tattoo like an area so I'd never miss.
Just a circle.
And then I'm like, no, be reasonable. Have your wife get a Sharpie and like draw all the areas that are okay. Is that?
Yeah, you said to me, I don't know if I'm gonna get a tattoo or if I'm just gonna have my wife Sharpie every week. Yeah. I'm like, dude, what?
I don't know, man.
You're overthinking it.
Yeah, but like, so the muscular injections are different sites than fat. Not totally, but a little. Yeah. So like center third of thigh, belly. I've also like, you can get like punctures on your belly.
Belly seems like it would hurt.
I don't know. Feels easier than thigh. I did thigh last night.
Would you rather get a tattoo on your stomach or your leg?
Whoa, good point. I'd rather have leg tattoo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My belly feels tender.
I don't know why, but it feels like if I just grab my belly fat, it would be no big deal.
Yeah,
like, just deal with it.
Mentally or pain-wise?
True. Dude, so get this. The first time I did an injection, I like spent 2 hours psyching myself up. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's no big deal. It's a needle. You're a man. Fuck, let's do this.
You're pacing around your room.
No joke.
Fuck.
It took a little psyching up, and I fucking totally lost it. Anyway, I psyched myself up, and I can't even remember what the point of all this is.
I remember you told me you were watching a video, and some guy was like, injecting himself. He was trying to inject himself, trying to get hyped.
I'm trying to get psyched up, and some guy on a video backed out.
Yeah, and so immediately you're like, I don't know, should I be doing this?
Yeah, it was terrifying.
But let's explain to the listeners that you have a tattoo that's your right side of your chest and your arm, so that's probably more painful.
Yeah, that's just a lesser level of pain for a longer frequency. Yeah, but tattoos are no big deal.
Well, neither is putting a little needle in your leg.
You would think. I had to psych myself up.
It's not a big deal until you have to try and move it inside your tissue.
That's a bad idea. I will always re-stab.
That's a bad
Pro tip, re-poke.
So I don't understand how it's less scary than re-poking yourself.
Good point. But it just felt like I'm already
in the moment.
You're already in.
Yeah.
There's no re-poke.
Yeah.
You just got to maneuver.
No re-poke.
To get this though, the first time I shot it up, I threw the fat one in, and I was like, that was so easy. And I put it in. And then I got my teeny little insulin, the little muscular, or the fat. And that thing hurt like a bee sting. I was like,
really?
Bink, and I pulled out, and I was like, oh. And I put it in a second time, and then finished. Yeah. So
wait, why'd you have to put it in twice?
In the nerves of the situation, I poked and pulled out.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Bink, and I was like, bink.
And it was painful.
Yeah, the worst part about injections is you go in, you put the whole... So that's the reason needles are designed. You go to the base.
Yeah.
And then once you're in, you don't just inject. That would be beautiful and awesome because you could do it like an elephant tranquilizer. Yeah. You actually go in, and then you take your hands off, and then you pull back on the plunger.
You take your hands off?
Well, you have to pull back on the plunger.
Oh, yeah?
You have to pull back in the plunger.
Reposition.
No, just so like no blood.
Yeah.
Send it in. And you can't send that stuff in fast. It's thick.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's cold, right?
You're supposed to warm it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can't feel... Because sometimes when I've had things injected, like, I don't know, whatever, you can feel it. Like, if you ever have an IV or something, you can feel when they put it in the...
Yeah,
you know what
in
I mean?
your veins.
Yeah, I just wonder
it's
if
not like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've had... Oh, get this, dude. Have you ever heard of a Myers cocktail?
No.
Oh,
you touched on it with me, but...
My old doctor was like, if you ever are sick... getting sick and you need to be well, we have an option.
Yeah.
And it's called a Myers cocktail. We put an IV in you, and it was a big ass syringe. It was like 8 inches by an inch.
God.
No, like a whole fucking cocktail. And it's Myers cocktail. Look it up online. And they IV a giant syringe into your bloodstream. And it warmed up, and all of a sudden my mouth tasted like citrusy. And I had to go somewhere and do like I think I had to speak somewhere. Like on a flight, like when I landed, and no joke, I walked out and I was like, I feel really funny. I'm warm. My mouth tastes like citrus, and I was like, I was solid next day, and I was really sick.
Really?
Myers cocktail. It's a price to pay. I think I paid like $60, and a nurse sat there and just fed this giant syringe into my blood.
I wonder what it is. Electrolytes and.
It worked like a charm.
That is so first world. Like that is so.
I have a speaking engagement.
I have to travel the world.
Will you inject me?
I don't want to feel a little achy.
I don't want my labia to be sore. Just alienated every woman listener. I know.
Seriously, you're just hitting all the bases.
I think women are super powerful.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
Let's slow down.
Let's just let that go.
What the?
I do. I go to like the keyword, just like pussy, retard. Why? I don't think I love people.
Because you're 30.
But I love people.
You do love people.
I'm kind. I love people. Kind to all people.
Yeah.
But,
if anyone's ever met you, they know.
Yeah, I was raised on retard and pussy.
Yeah. Well, so was I.
You were?
Yeah, but see, I was in the middle.
Was gay there?
I caught the transition.
Was gay there?
Oh yeah.
Kay.
Gay and fag.
Yeah,
and
that was
stuff.
like heavily used.
But I was with the transition. So as it was going out, I was growing up.
So it's no longer cool. It doesn't fly.
People still say it,
but probably doesn't.
People still say retarded.
Yeah,
that one will never go away.
It's getting weirder.
It's weird when someone's like, "Oh, you're being a fag." Like that's weird. That's like.
Yeah. See, there's progress.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's just culturally what you're raised on, I think. Because it never meant that. I never like pictured a gay guy.
Yeah.
It was never about that. It was just like, I don't like you. Yeah. This is your word for you.
Here's the derogatory word for you.
It's weird though.
Yeah.
Derogatory. We've talked about it a bunch. Derogatory terms. We keep getting better.
Yeah.
But think of what flew for our grandparents. Nar.
Yeah.
Super nar.
Rough, dude.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah.
But
I don't even want to put it on air.
Yeah, no. But that's people though, right? Like, I mean, it's kind of like the diets and everything like that.
We're evolving.
We're evolving. We know, like, we fucked up on some things.
Didn't get
We're
that
sorry.
Eggs.
Eggs are good.
I can't believe eggs went bad. Did you know that one of my kind of mentors, he's I don't know, he's 60 something. He said he's in his life, babies have been told sleep on your back, sleep on your front, sleep on your back. Like 3 transitions. So it just makes me wonder, like, who the hell is making decisions out there? What's okay?
Like, there's this group of people in a room and they're like, we found.
Dude, that book talks about those people.
What's the book called?
Why We Get Fat.
Why We Get Fat.
And just to be fair to the guests, the Magnesium Miracle, if you want to know all about magnesium, that book's got serious great reviews.
Yeah.
We're just on a tangent right now talking about a book, Why We Get Fat, Gary Taubes, probably. But he talks about, so this makes perfect sense, right?
Okay.
Calories in, calories out. They like grabbed that and they ran with it, and that was it.
Really?
And this guy destroys it. And he doesn't destroy it with like his own findings. He destroys it with like, they can't prove this stuff.
Yeah.
They can't prove that exercising more doesn't increase hunger. They can't prove that the more body fat you have, it's grabbing the insulin out of your blood and you're way hungrier than a person with no fat on them.
Yeah.
It's like he just knocks stuff out of the park.
Is it a hefty book?
No. Super achievable.
Well, you're an audio guy, so
I'm a
how
junkie.
long is it?
No, I think it was a 4-hour.
That's not bad.
No, especially at 3X, bro.
Dude, okay, we need to touch on that.
It's like a drive to McDonald's and back.
Shane and his brother, Sean, both listen to, whenever they audiobook or they podcast, they listen at 2X minimum.
But, dude, are you audiobooking?
Yeah.
You build up, it just happens.
I know, but how do you take everything in? And that's the thing. You always say, well, if it's something that I really am interested in, I'll go back and I'll re-listen.
Yeah, I'll slow it.
Like, oh, you should be interested in everything.
No.
No.
I would say... No. I would say, like, there's key takeaways from every book, but there's filler.
Yeah.
Is there filler in my book?
Your book's not long enough to have filler.
No, it's short as fuck. You could read it in, like, a night.
But that's
a kindergartner could read it in a
point.
night. Yeah.
You know, there's no bullshit.
No, the point of the book is, like...
Have we talked about the book?
I don't think so.
What's it called?
It's called The Float Tank Cure. So the book was written because it needed to be written. People were like, why should I float? And I was like, well, what are your ailments? So the book is like you could read it in a night or two.
Yeah.
And it just hits all the reasons you should float.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wasn't.
Like 113 pages or something.
Yeah, I'm not a scholar. Little anecdotal, but good, some science packed in. But it's just so you can get the gist quick.
Yeah, it's a good book.
Dude. So you're not down with 3X?
No, I'm not down with 3X. 2X I can do. Look
at those stats, bro.
What does it say?
11 days of audiobooks.
Audiobooks? I have, since when?
11 hours. I've been doing it forever, though.
I got, on podcast, Sean and I just compared. He had like 9 days. I had 7 days since September.
Wow. So you're a podcast guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of this podcast? Would you listen to this?
Do you really want me to say on air, Sean?
Yeah. Does it suck?
No, it doesn't suck. I think we suck.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for clarifying.
It's been fun. Fun. But the thing is, what I was going to say about the 2X is it's weird how your brain can catch up to that. Like,
Bam.
Like, it's funny, we talk and we have these conversations and it's fine, and then you get to 2X and you're like, I can get this too.
Yeah.
So, like, is our brain just laying dormant most of the time? It makes me
soft.
think. Yeah, we're soft.
We're super soft.
We're soft.
No, like, now I'm to the point where, like, 2X is just like standard speed. When I listen to 1X, really? I feel like it's just like someone injected me with morphine.
Yeah.
It's like, like oh my
weird.
God.
So you can train your brain to handle faster speeds.
Every time someone gets in my car and it plays, they're like, how do you hear this?
Yeah, I do it.
Yeah. But you just do. You adapt. I'm not special.
The words, like, they combine. There's no space. Like, they're not breathing.
Yeah.
But if you listen to it enough, you're going to be able to get used to it.
Yeah.
We need to maximize our brains.
Big time. I wonder, someone just told me the other day, genius, one of the key indicators of genius is when they can blend their left and right well. Mm-hmm. So they can really own both halves.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. So there's like crazy super analytical, crazy super creative. Mm-hmm. But if someone can keep that balance, and I'm not saying anyone can be a genius, but
I think Sean was trying to improve that as well.
Really?
He gets to his work at 4:30 in the morning.
He's psycho.
He goes to sleep at like 11.
What's his work schedule? So 4:30 at work.
4:30 at work.
This is my brother.
Yeah, 9:30, 10, leave. Not get home, leave.
Yeah.
At about 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Get home.
He works from 4:30 in the morning to 10 p.m.
Pack some food in his face. Maybe get to bed.
Yeah. But he says his brain, so he wakes up at 4:30 in the morning and does all he gets everything ready for the day because apparently
prime time.
Your brain is just on fire at that point.
And you're dabbling in this.
I'm going to do it. I've been getting up at 6.
That's good.
Which has been great.
This is like lifestyle change.
Yeah. What were you calling it? Cabbage mornings?
Mason did cabbage soup fast, and it was like all or nothing, everything crazy. Yeah. And I'm like, 4 in the morning is cabbage soup for the wake up.
It really is.
It's like psycho.
I don't know.
If you could hang at 6 o'clock for a month, I'd be impressed.
6 is good.
I'm impressed.
And
for a month?
Working out, like, you don't realize how...
Are you working out?
Yeah.
It's noticeable.
I've done it 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
But you don't realize how sluggish you are in the morning.
Bam.
Until you start working out and you're like, what?
Do you see why I'm kind of into it?
Yeah. Kay. Oh, yeah. But, like, I don't start to feel upbeat and normal until, like, 10:30 if I don't.
Bam.
You know? So
I'm telling you, when I work out in the morning, which I do 5 days a week, it's
30 minutes.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I'm sharp first half of the day, and then when I get home, I'm not toasted.
Yeah.
It's super valuable.
Yeah, me too. How are we looking?
We're styling.
We're good?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up a tangent topic. What was... Oh, where the fuck is Big Will?
Oh,
do you think you could talk for like 1 minute by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can.
Starting.
Oh, what do you want me to talk about?
I'm leaving.
Oh, you're leaving?
Yeah, talk about what the hell Will's doing.
Oh, my God, dude.
This is your first test.
Sweet.
You got to carry the whole podcast solo.
Here we go.
I'm going to run and beat.
Buckle in, because it's going to be bumpy as hell. He is sprinting to the bathroom. Yeah, no, Will is currently at a program. It's a leadership program called Discover. Let me get the exact title here. Let me just pull it up here. Discover Leadership Training. And he's there for, I think, 4 days. And they've got all sorts of activities. And they make you, I think, face your fears in a way. So so one of the things, let me just back up a little bit. One of the things is you can't tell anybody. So if you've ever been in the program, you can't tell anyone what the program is or what it entails. So he kind of went into it blindly. He has no idea what he's in for. I think today was his second day, although the first day is sort of an introduction, so you don't have much going on. But what they claim is once you get back, you'll never make fear-based decisions again. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be able to make those decisions without some sort of fear. I don't know what they're going to do to him. He was very nervous. He has a very big fear of jumping out of a plane. So for the first 3-4 days before, the last 3 or 4 days, I guess I should say, the last 3 or 4 days before he left, he was really nervous about jumping out of a plane. And so he thought, well, what am I most nervous about?
Have you talked the whole time?
Yeah.
Awesome. Keep going.
I was just kind of touching on how he was jumping to, because they say you'll never make a fear-based decision again.
Yeah.
That's something you'll take away from the program.
Yeah.
And so he just automatically jumped to his biggest fear, which was jumping out of a plane.
It might happen down there.
That's
you can't
the thing.
talk about it.
We couldn't tell him, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the takeaways is you can't let anyone know if you've ever been.
It's all part of the process.
So he was very nervous about jumping out of a plane, and he may or may not be doing that right now.
For real.
So we'll see.
Did you carry that?
Yeah.
Talk the whole time?
Yeah.
Bones, bruh.
Nice.
Yeah, how many shots have we had?
3.
Damn.
I'm done, dude.
I gotta drive.
No,
I don't mess with Deweys.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've never had one.
This training I went to like 4 years ago. Yeah, I had a flashback on my Facebook. It was like 4 years.
Yeah.
But I had all these stories about myself. Like, I can't public speak. I'm kind of shy. I don't do this and this and this. I went to this training because my friend recommended it, and he's like, I can't tell you what happens. It's going to be the best time of your life, next to like childbirth and marriage. And I was like, what? No way.
But I can't tell you what it is.
But I can't tell you what happens. He's like, you're going to want to leave the first 2 days, and you're going to love it the second, like the next.
You're going to want to leave the first 2 days.
That's what he said. He says, you're going to hate it. You're going to hate me and all the above. And I was like, okay. But then the best 2? He's like, yeah, for sure, the best 2 of your life. Like,
really?
Yeah, and I just went, and he was right.
Were you nervous, like the first few days leading up to it?
Way. I was nervous way before Will was, too. I was like getting nerved up. But I went down there, and in 4 days, this guy, Mike Jones, he's crafted this experience for like 30 years. I don't know, like 20, must be 25 years. So
yeah.
He's crafted this 4-day where you're just going through all your garbage, all your stories. You're going through all your comfort zones, and they're just grinding it out of you. And they're watching you, and they know what your weaknesses are. I swear to God, it's crafted in a way that's like, no one gets out alive. But they push you through your comfort stuff. They show you what fear is. And when you leave, you're like, I'm never making another decision on fear again. When I got back, I joined Toastmasters. Yeah. Speaking once a week in front of like 20, 25 people. Joined it. I got my first speech in my whole life, kind of best speaker. Got a ribbon.
Really?
Yeah, and then I stayed in that for like a year. The benefit of Toastmasters is not the coaching, at least in my class. Mm-hmm. There's some people that should be coaching, but they let the whole class coach. It kind of messes it up. Yeah. The benefit of Toastmasters for me was fear. Just getting over that fear of getting up. So just stand up and go talk, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's super valuable for that. And I'm not saying all Toastmasters were the same, but I am saying that too many people in Toastmasters were like, my hand rhythms.
Oh, really?
My pacing rhythms. Oh. It's like they're trying. It's like this. It's like a great speaker moves comfortably. Yeah. they were trying to analyze what comfortable movement looks like and teach that, when in reality they said you should get so cool with yourself that you don't even care what happens on stage.
Right.
Because you can tell when someone's comfortable. So it might not be certain movements and certain...
It's very individual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might know someone's comfortable with them just sitting there like playing with their hands. Like,
right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So what is a takeaway that you, or what is one takeaway that you want Will to have from Discovery? Like, what do you want him to accomplish there?
I feel like...
Because he's going to listen to this.
Oh, yeah. True.
After.
Big Willie. I feel like he comes second to everyone in his life. Like, he's always like... And get this, he's a server.
Yep.
So, like, by career, he came second, and he served. And I feel like in his life, he's always come second. He's always served. He's always made sure everyone else is okay, which is... He's my assistant in another setting. So that can't go away.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
I mean,
I love you, Will, but that's perfect.
I think Will has like crazy amounts of potential, and he can do so much when he's like, "Fuck it, I got it."
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't need to serve anyone. I don't need to make sure you're happy. I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do. So I think he's gonna get a ton out of it.
You know what I want him to take out of it? I want him to find his fucking nickname on this show. I just want him to grab
come back
the
with
reins.
a nickname?
He's going to come back with a list. This is what I want.
He'll be, I'm Wilbo Baggins. What were some options?
We had a few other ones. Wildo.
Wildo.
With a whole product line, which we don't need to go into.
Oh, yeah. Just Will as a dildo.
His face.
Suction cup.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, seriously, though, I just want him to have a positive experience, and it's cliche to say the slogan or whatever, but never make a fear-based decision again.
Yeah.
Because it really, that can impair your judgment. So
he's going to be nutso, dude. When I got back, I literally felt like I was on cocaine for like a week, yeah.
You know what I'd be most nervous about is leaving my wife. It would be hard, because you can't have
4 days?
Yeah, you can't have any contact.
No,
no cell phone.
You agree, no contact with the world.
That would be hard.
You're on a ranch in the middle of Texas. DiscoverLeadership.com if you're curious.
Pecan farm.
Yeah, I would
just.
You just got to trust me on this one. If it doesn't go well, I can't give you your money back because I don't know who you are, but it's gonna go well.
Yeah. No, I think it would be beneficial, but I guess what I was afraid of is probably more why than just my wife, but no contact.
Your wife will be okay. Oh, you're a millennial.
Yeah.
So
no
contact's
cell phone,
big for you.
Nothing.
I enjoyed no contact. I always feel refreshed when I wasn't in contact with the world for 4 days.
I think I would like it, but I don't want to do it. It's like an addict, right? I think I would like being clean, but
but drugs are awesome.
Nice.
That's something I don't think is acknowledged enough in life.
Yeah.
Alcoholics, drug abusers, there's some really enjoyable moments. It's just short term.
Whoa, dude.
No, let's be honest.
Let's not fuel the...
Let's just be... I think if you talk to an addict and you're like, you do it because it's awesome and it feels great.
Yeah.
But it's so short term. We're going to try and help you think longer term. It's killing your life.
Also, I think...
Validate the user.
Yeah.
Abuser.
I think a big part of it is you're trying to get those old feelings back, right? Like if you have a great experience on something, you're trying to get that back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. I mean, you can have enjoyable times on certain things. You're always searching for that, though.
I just bought a fucking adult trike.
You did.
And I was very much trying to capture when I had a go-kart when I was like 10.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. I captured some.
You wrecked it.
Yeah, I wrecked hard,
immediately.
Bro. It's like plastic wheeled. You wouldn't think you could roll that thing.
And they're wide.
Yeah, way wide and heavy. And I was like doing a fucking 30-foot drift at the church by my house.
So you were pushing it.
Yeah, caught a wheel in a crack and just shot out. And there were people at the park and just looking at me. I was
a grown man falling out of a trike.
Flying out of a trike, bro.
Oh, that's so good.
I just picked it up. You know, like when you get hurt on anything when you're a kid or an adult, and you just like, I'm cool.
I'm good.
I was like, oh, fuck. I think it broke my hip. But I was okay.
That's so good. So explain why you bought a trike.
Like the long game?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're building a new factory for Walker. It's like 40,000 square feet, slick cement everywhere, warehouse. And I was like, we're going to do trike races for ShaneTrain.
We're going to set up a course.
Yeah, for sure. We still are.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to buy an electric trike by Razor, and I'm going to try it out, and then we're going to get a bunch and do it. But what I found out is that you get like 1 hour ride time, 12-hour charge time. So that'd be like a really short night.
Yeah.
And a lot of Mountain Dew and not a lot of riding.
A lot of Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
So we're going to get pedal trikes.
Yeah.
Are you in?
Yeah.
I think
pedal trikes are the jam.
I think we should do an episode where we just announce like the races.
Okay.
We're going to get...
This might come after that.
Yeah.
So we never know.
True. We don't know the order. You might have already heard the drift trike episode.
Yeah. If you did, let us know.
No, but how fun would that be to get a bunch of Jameson, a bunch of Mountain Dew, a bunch of 5 Hour Energy, a bunch of bros, and go race around a big slick factory?
And just have like a few carts with GoPros on them and
silly string mounted to like the handlebars.
Yeah.
Like weird Super Mario or
like
Mario Kart shit. Yeah. What else could we have that wouldn't ruin the facility?
You could have like
banana peels.
You could have like dodgeballs as like the shells.
Fucking beam people. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Just hit them in the head while they're trying to turn.
I would love that.
We could do it up.
Whoa, this is great. I don't know what is going to come from this, but...
Yeah, no, we'll figure it out.
What would you give as ammunition while you're racing? What would like really jack someone up but not hurt them too bad?
And not hurt the floor.
Yeah, and not hurt the floor.
That's hard. I'm sticking with the dodgeball.
Dodgeball's pretty cool. I'm down.
It doesn't really slow you down, though. It's just kind of a nuisance.
I was going to say like mace, but that wouldn't go away quick.
Mace? Yeah, just like bear pepper spray or like, you know.
No, that's too much
guns,
time. Yeah. Oh,
taser guns. Yeah. Just sticks in the back of your shoulder blade.
For the final race, 5 guys get tasers on tracks.
Death race.
Can you imagine getting tasered?
Oh, mid-drift.
On a drifter.
Oh, my God.
Be dope.
Yeah, it would be fun.
What's like one step down from a taser?
I don't know, man.
I don't either. We'll think about it.
We could just throw ninja stars at each other.
Yeah. Oh, ninja stars. This has been quite a magnesium episode.
Yeah.
I really like where this is going.
Well, okay.
Are you honestly going to up your magnesium?
I will if I can find a reasonable way to do it.
I'm going to try it.
How are you going to do it? Just drink shitloads of salt?
No, I'm going to get the colored table salt. And I'm going to get some of that calm powder because I already know it worked. So I'm going to sleep with the calm powder and up my magnesium. Will I do much else?
I don't know if there's much else you need to do.
True. What is there anything else easy? I don't know. I don't know if I want to add one more pill bottle to my arsenal, dude.
I'm over that kind
I
of
have
stuff.
an arsenal of pills. It feels ridiculous. Seriously.
Yeah. But what does it say though when you need all those? Like we should just fix our fucking diets.
Yeah, seriously. I'm gonna go to McDonald's like 3 times a day for salty fries, which is reasonable.
Just pour the salt over them.
Every time I go to McDonald's, I'm gonna add extra salt.
Yeah,
just for magnesium.
I'm just gonna do rails. I told you, dude.
If you'll do a rail right now, I will buy you a shot of Jameson.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Out of the back?
Yeah, out of the softball sack.
Cool.
Cool. I would do a little one, I think.
You would not.
A little.
But you would not.
A little? I would do a little one.
Why? What do you have to gain?
Do you think listeners would enjoy it?
We could, sure. I mean, I would for sure enjoy it. I don't know.
I haven't snorted something in
your nasal
days.
passages, they feeling clear? Because I'll fucking cut that bitch right open.
Right one's toasted. Left one's clear.
Perfect.
I just don't know. I don't know if I can explain that well. Why is your nose hurt? Oh, I snorted Epsom salt after a magnesium.
It's fine grain, though. And we have handles. I feel like you dug yourself into a hole and now you're like,
I would totally do it.
But
is it worth it?
Yeah, me too, dude. I would destroy that bag, but it's just like, really?
Is it worth it?
Why?
Yeah, seriously.
Let's not.
I will do Stuntman with you on another episode. We should do a Stuntman episode.
You remember how you felt the next day?
It sucked.
You want to feel that again? I'll just go get one of those injections. Feel good as rain.
Oh, yeah. Go get a Myers cocktail right after your Stuntman shot.
Go get a Myers, dude.
Dude.
Myers in 5 hour.
Sounds dope.
All right.
But I am going to have my magnesium.
I just don't. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Do it. Come on. You're going to disrespect Carolyn.
No. You son of a bitch.
This is personal.
Wow.
She's gonna listen.
The guilt. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Cool.
Fuck you, dude.
All right, I'm gonna up mine and see what happens.
I'm just gonna eat a tablespoon a day.
For real?
No.
Can you do that?
No.
Okay.
I am
That'd be
definitely
so
not.
salty. No, but you'll up it and see what happens.
Yeah, but it's gonna taste disgusting.
Dude, well, we have a float tank in the office.
Just go slurp some of that water up.
No, just float, table salt, and some calm now
I
and
can't
then.
float yet.
I know. What is the status of the shower?
Let's give a timeline real quick.
When did we start the shower project?
We started December, I think.
I think so.
I think it was December.
Sean, yep.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. he like tore up concrete, plumbing, soldering,
Just all the hardest
new
stuff.
door, the worst stuff, and then got right to the end.
Tore a
and
wall
quit.
down.
Yeah.
He did.
He didn't.
Okay, he quit, but because he just has other stuff going on. But
But he even said, "I'm not a finisher. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that work."
Yeah.
So then we found someone else, and he's gonna finish.
he's just had some
For sure.
bad luck.
Life has
lately.
been hard.
So
We'll be
hopefully
floating
it'll be done before summer ends, and we'll get some Christmas floats in.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll up our magnesium.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I mean, yeah.
How long has this episode been?
I don't know.
It's been awesome.
You should check the.
Hour 40.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, hey, let's give an update on the plant that we're gonna kill.
Okay.
Not to predestine its life.
You got a count, right? Did
Yeah,
you get a count
so
today?
we did a plant episode. I don't know which order it'll air, but the deal is, if this plant doesn't have 40 leaves
Yeah, 40
by
leaves.
June 10th, my birthday, we are going to kill it. Mason, will you dress up as the executioner?
Yeah.
Okay, and you'll have an axe?
Yeah.
'Kay.
The thing too to remember is that it's April 28th,
Yeah.
so it's coming down to the wire. If it's gonna make up double the leaves,
It has like 6 weeks. No, yeah, maybe 6 if it's lucky. 5, 6 weeks. And how many leaves do you think it had? I counted it was like 23.
It's like 20,
I just
yeah.
pulled 3 off. Don't
so it's
tell
got
Will.
20 leaves.
Yeah.
Then the problem is it's sort of a fighter, sort of not. It will create leaves, but it
It's
loses them
ridiculous.
fast.
That's what I was gonna say. I pulled off dead ones. It dies as fast as it lives.
But the thing is, I'm fine with it.
That plant was so bushy at my house.
It's lived a good life.
Yeah,
it
it's
had
had
a
a-
cushy life at your house.
Oh, spoiled.
You destroyed it.
I think I ruined it with spoiling it. All the water it could drink, all the sunlight it could handle.
No, I think you ruined it by driving it down the freeway with no covering and just letting it fucking...
Maybe.
It's like the same thing if you're like, hey, I got to move so-and-so out of my house. I'm just going to tie him to the back of my truck and let him drag. You can't...
That might have been it. I don't know. You can't say for sure.
Oh, yeah, we don't have proof.
It might have been like the way I spoiled it.
Okay, yeah. You over-pampered it and now
I-
it's a bitch in the wild.
Yeah. But I did shred it on a highway trip for like 30 minutes.
You did. But you also did a transplant
I did.
of soil. And
did.
it's been... it's improved.
I think it's... Thank you.
It's improved.
It has.
Since that. I think the dirt was the original dirt, so it was just depleted of all minerals and magnesium.
And magnesium. Oh my
Full
God.
circle.
Full circle. So meta.
We should throw the
So
plant
meta.
in. So mad.
So
Shane
meta.
is on a quest to sound young. So
I'm purposely slaughtering it all.
so he'll go savage with the
So shitty.
with the current
What was my last like ASAP app?
ASAP app when you need something done really fast.
As soon as possible as fuck.
As soon as possible as fuck.
I just like slaughtering it because I'm not young.
Well, you're in a limbo.
I'm 83. You're 90?
Yeah. I think you're talking about your
What's
age
Will
for
like?
a second there.
No, what's Will like? 42?
We can do this because he's not here to defend himself.
He can't say anything. No, I think
Yeah,
Will was honestly like 62.
No, you're wrong, dude.
I know I'm wrong.
70.
No, we spanned 3 awesome generations. 70s, 80s, 90s.
Two.
What's 70?
What?
He's 70 something.
77.
Okay.
Seriously.
So
I
like
think-
he was not in the 50s or 60s?
No, definitely not.
Alright.
But 90s are the best.
I would love to hear him defend himself right now.
Too bad.
Well, actually,
do your best, Will.
okay, you have to do one too.
Okay.
Okay. If you will, my favorite pursuit is self-improvement.
I can't.
You have to.
Whoa.
I only remember if you will because it's his name, and he always says if you will. If you will. You have to go.
I don't even know.
No, you can't cop out, bro.
I don't. Okay.
Just sit back.
I don't spend enough time with him.
Get in the will. Okay, now just say something. Say what he would say.
What would he say? I don't know what he would say.
I'm
seriously drawing a blank right now. What would he say?
Let me give you a topic.
Okay,
I'm sure you can do it. Talk about the Cheesecake Factory as well.
What does he say? What does he say in a sense or something? What does he say?
If you will.
Oh no.
No. This has been.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Seriously. Give me a sentence that he would say and I'll try and say it.
Okay. All I have is if you will.
I know.
The only reason I can remember it is because it's his name.
I don't have anything.
Okay.
I love him, but I don't.
Honestly, Will comes across very well. The way he speaks, it's just awesome to tease him.
Especially when he's not here.
Yeah,
to
it's
tease
so
us
much
back.
easier.
It's really.
What would he say about you? You were just a twinkle in my testicle.
Yeah, seriously. You fucking millennial entitled piece of shit. All the usuals.
Okay, I just thought of it.
Okay.
The next episode, I don't know what order, whatever. We're all going to impersonate each other. It's going to be
For
cool.
the whole podcast?
And we have to prep. Like, we have to come deliver a paragraph as another person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
All right.
All I have to do is hold my 2 fingers up. I'm good.
What do I say?
Just had a thought.
Just had a thought.
No, what do you say?
Check it out.
Check this out.
Check this out.
You guys, oh my God, check this out.
Oh my God, check it out. I'm going to cut everyone off and be a dick. I don't plan on that.
And then I just...
I lean back in
But
the
I
knee.
can't, it doesn't transfer.
Yeah.
So...
We miss you, Will.
Yeah.
Hope you're having fun flying out of planes.
I hope you're really uncomfortable and in a weird spot.
Oh, he is. This is night 2, bro.
I told him to pack his parachute. He didn't like that. On his way out, I was like, hey, pack your parachute.
I can tell this, but we can't diverge into politics. But I can tell this because it's already done.
Yeah.
The guy I mean, the company paid, he went down. Yeah. But someone nominated him, and that guy's name's William Stiegel. Hardcore Trump fan. He sent down Will's care package. He sent down like an I Love Trump backpack with a pink wristwatch.
No way.
Yeah, so
you can send care packages?
Yes, and Will's first morning they hand out like, here's your care package.
I saw the photo where they're all looking at the backpack in the circle.
Yeah.
So that's what it was.
Yeah.
So it was an I Love Trump
backpack with pink wristwatch and who knows what else. It was great.
And let's just put it out there. Will is more left. He's not.
More left.
He doesn't.
He said he was like losing sleep and didn't know how the world would go on.
Yeah, I don't think he's in love with that backpack. I'm sure he's gonna come back and there's just gonna be like frayed fabric around where he used to say "I love Trump."
I guarantee it. What's funny about this training though is at the end he'll just own it. He'll be like, "Yeah, I love Trump and I don't love Trump. Screw you. I'm not scared of anything."
I can tell you without a doubt he will never say that.
No, but like he won't care. Okay. Just watch.
Okay.
He's going to get back psycho.
Shane talks so highly of this program. Yeah, I don't know what to think.
DiscoverLeadership.com. Trust me. If it's not next to marriage and childbirth, you went to the wrong camp.
He was so upset about the election, his own views, whatever.
Yeah.
That I don't know if any sort of leadership could change that.
No, he's not going to change his views on life.
Yeah.
But he won't care as much about what other people think. So, he would just be like, fuck you, I have a backpack that I don't agree with. That's what he would do.
Yeah, and a pink wristwatch.
Yeah.
What else did he send? What did he send?
Something else funny. I don't know.
What? Did you get any care packages?
I was the first.
What'd you get?
I brought my own shit.
Oh.
No one cared about me on the first.
Really?
Yeah.
You just pack yourself granola bars and tissues.
Yeah. You cry.
Do you?
I can't tell you what happens, but shit, man. Should we wrap this? I think this is a magnesium episode.
I think so.
You want to know what's cool is guest episodes have 2 parts.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
3 parts almost. Intro, the guest, and then the off.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Don't skip because you'll miss stuff.
It's a cool format.
Yeah.
And everyone can know that every single guest, you're probably going to hear some outro. And this has been an hour outro.
I know.
Yeah, it's been cool.
World's longest.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been great.
Super.
I was nervous without Will, but we made it, and I'm glad he's able to do this. So.
I think we could all hang in twos. I think you guys can hang out with me. We could hang out with you. It's cool now.
Well,
what happened to Ad? No, we don't know Tangent. You guys couldn't. No, we could all hang as twos.
Well, I'm just sort of like magical. So I don't know.
You carried it for like a long minute when I was taking a leak.
No, you guys you'd be fine. It would actually probably be really good. Probably better.
Oh, I just vaped on that.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, go snort your magnesium, mainline it, whatever you got to do. We're all low. Fuck it.
The best advice is to crush it up and snort it.
What do you think she would say? Sorry. What do you think she would say? If
she's awesome, and I don't want to be offensive.
She would just laugh.
Yeah, she would laugh.
Okay,
it's
a joke.
She would cool, and I do believe that we're super deficient. I believe you should crank it up. I believe we're ridiculous, goony kids.
You are.
So, crush it up, snort it. You can always mainline or booty bump, whatever you got to do, man. Get it in your system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you going to you do it?
You do it.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I will. McDonald's?
Push the goddamn button.
Okay, it's over.
See you guys.
Bye. Do I hit stop? I've never done this.
Yes, you hit stop.